Boy. Yeah, dude, it's the final one. It's never gonna be another one after this. Oh god damn, my head hurts. Oh. I... Which one? We were working on the Void Knight. No, that's a different Void Knight. Where's the Void Knight? Where is the Void Knight, dude? I didn't die. We didn't die. Where's my Void Knight? It's just gone? Did a character get deleted because... Because even if I die, it doesn't get deleted. This is super weird. This is a new bug. It was his last Epoch, that's for sure. This is Diablo. It's not obviously not more complicated than that. Cloud saves. Let's see if I can access my cloud saves. Email. Otherwise, I have a bunch of other characters, but it's just weird. I haven't logged in on it since last time, so like, why would it? Last Epoch. Characters. Beta, 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 beta. Character, character, character. Date written. When was the last stream? Last Epoch. 2 days ago. That's the 16th. That one? Beta 5.10. There's nothing else there. Just gone? Alright, whatever. Let's play on my new character then, I guess. Do I think this game is worth it? Yeah. I mean, it depends on what your goal is in the game. If you're just a story player and you just want to play it once, then not really. Is it better than PoE? Again, it depends on what you're looking for. I think it is, but it's in beta. And you have to compare a beta game compared to a game that has been out for like 42 seasons. So, but I still think it's better because I'm more of a I'm a very gameplay oriented player. And for me, that just means that this game is a lot better because there's just so much more you can do gameplay wise. PoE is just the skill tree, and I fucking hate the passive skill tree in PoE because it's not like it's shallow. PoE skill tree is silly. But here, like, you get 5 abilities, but each ability has paths inside that make them do different things. Here I'm leveling multi-strike, and it's basically just Zeal or something from Diablo 2. But you can make it be like a defensive ability, you can make it cast Smite when you attack instead of this, you can make it cast some other abilities over here. You can make it work like Frenzy, where you have stacks, and it like gives you more attack speed and damage and bleed, or you can make it do more damage to bosses. You can make it here, if you go this route, you can make it so that Void Cleave uses up the stacks from multi-strike to deal more damage. You know, there's all kinds of stuff. So you can do quite a lot of different things. In PoE, I feel you just end up with like a character that uses the same ability but different color. And it works the same way and it plays the same way, no matter what you do. Unless you play a Necromancer. But this game does not have as much content. So, I mean, that's the thing, really. I think PoE is probably... It's probably the worst ARPG gameplay-wise there right now. The only thing that it has going for it is the all the seasons and the itemization and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's a really clunky game. Like, it barely plays better than Diablo 2. Blah, blah, blah.
Stay safe.
No, I don't want to buy Diablo 4. I'm not doing Blizzard games anymore. Plus it's 70 bucks. Fuck that. But I've been looking at it. It looks really smooth. But it also looks pretty boring. In my opinion. Like, it looks really meaty and it looks really nice. But the actual gameplay seems just like Diablo 3 but slower. And there's a lot of walking. I mean, there's a lot of walking here too, but... Other than visually, I wasn't super impressed. This build is gonna be super boring. Pick it up! Pick it up! Oh. We do some damage with Shield Bash now? I'm trying to make Shield Bash do damage. Wait, is Cyclone still... What do I want instead of Cyclone? Shield Rush? I want this skill, but we don't get that for ages, so... I guess Shield Rush? It's like that or Lunge. Because we need a movement skill. But I kind of feel like Shield Rush kind of sucks. Final hit strikes twice. Yeah, it didn't look very interesting. But it's hard to say before you get to high level, because this build here, like I'm halfway through the game, and this build here is also super boring at this point in the game, really. Where do we want to go here? Critical strikes. More damage. Strikes twice. Just cost less mana. There. Here we're just getting more of that. I play Rogue with Poison build. Oh, in this game? Can I give you a suggestion? Don't dual wield. Oh, this is gonna be so weak. Holy shit. I shouldn't have gotten rid of Whirlwind. It's just interesting to see in comparison with the Void Cleave build. I was just one-shotting everything here. It's so dog shit. Well, you're not playing hardcore, so it doesn't really matter. But I made a bunch of rogues and tried dual wielding, and you just die. Oh, I hate this area. I mean, if you don't play Diablo as just like a story player, then I think this is a good game. Like if you like playing to grind and you like playing to do the end game, then this is a good game. But if you're playing this for the story and you're playing it for like the graphics and stuff, then it kind of sucks. I'll be honest. Like the story is garbage, and the art, while it's not bad at all, it's also not super appealing, right? It's pretty bland overall. But I do think it has really strong mechanics for an ARPG. Like there are really no big options. Like you've got PoE and you've got Diablo. It ended when they made a fucking My Little Pony character kill Cain. So the idea with the build here is I'm going to use multi-strike to build stacks of armament, and armament, it makes you hit more enemies with the swords that multi-strike summons, but it also makes you do more damage and get more crit and stuff. But multi-strike also builds mana, and then the paladin gets a skill later that I'm not exactly sure how what it looks like, but I can make it spend a lot of mana to do more damage. And that's really what I'm just gonna do. I'm just gonna make multi-strike build mana and attack quickly, and then I'm gonna dump it on that skill. But right now we're just stuck with multi-strike, unfortunately. You need a two-handed sword for that. I mean, the only thing I could do really is switch back to Cyclone, but I don't really want to. But I don't really like Diablo. Like, I think Diablo 2 is, like, graphically and visually a really good game. And like art design, sound design, it's pretty good overall. But mechanically, I think it is absolute dog shit. It was fine when it came out, because it was still like... It was still pushing the genre when it came out, but now it's just so archaic and boring. And that's why I don't like Path of Exile, because it plays exactly like Diablo 2, and it barely has any gameplay mechanics. You just press one button, which is exactly what I'm doing right now while I'm complaining about it, but... That is an outlier. Normally you wouldn't do this in this game. And Diablo 3, I really like Diablo 3's skill system or gameplay loop in general. But nothing about the game makes it work. What I mean with that is, first of all, the Barbarian is the only class in Diablo 3 that is actually a real class. Like, all the other characters are just... They don't have class design or skill design. It's just a bunch of skills, like, attached to... I almost died there. But it's just a bunch of skills. And they don't work together at all. Like playing a wizard in Diablo 3 is just having a shitload of passive abilities that just don't do anything, just to get more damage on your frozen orb or whatever, or on your meteors. But when you're playing a barbarian, for example, you have a pretty nice little loop where you've got skills that are utility skills, but they also build fury, which you use to use as a resource for your other abilities.
Stand down or die.
And like I said, they also have cooldowns. They also can do big damage if you spec them to do that. But then the entire game is just like totally ruined by everything else. Like the itemization in the game. If you equip one item in Diablo 3, yeah, it did have skill synergy, kind of. Well, not exactly, but like it had like an internal loop that kind of kept the gameplay going. If you played the Crusader was basically the same as the Barbarian, except why am I fighting this guy? Holy shit, this build is so shit. But a Crusader didn't have any... I can't kill bosses. Like, I just can't. This build is so dogshit. As a Barbarian, if you used War Stomp, you got Fury. If you used Charged, you could get Fury. If you used War Cries, you got Fury. And, like, you had all of this shit to just help you keep going. To keep whirlwinding or keep using Rend or whatever. Because otherwise, the only way to get energy was to just use your primary skill, your energy builder. And if you played a Crusader, the Crusader didn't get any energy on any of its abilities except for one, which was a taunt. So the only way for the Crusader to get energy to use their abilities was to just stand there and just do what I'm doing right now and just auto attack with Bash like a moron. And it was just terrible, especially since the Crusader was meant to use two-handed weapons in one hand. So, like, they built even less because it was so slow. And that's kind of how most of the classes worked. My opinion on Torchlight 2, I haven't really played it that much, but I think Torchlight are meme games. They're fine if you would just like playing for the story or something or whatever, but they're not real like Diablo likes. In the sense that it's not really designed for endgame grind. Like, they're barely even designed for multiplayer. I tried playing Torchlight with a friend, and the multiplayer literally does not work. There are so many weird things I don't like about the game. Like, the enemies don't have health bars properly. Otherwise, it just feels like Diablo 2 or something. I don't know. I'm not particularly impressed. But I'm not particularly impressed by the ARPG genre in general. I don't like Grim Dawn. Titan Quest is dog shit. To be honest. Like, those are games that you play if you are a story game player. And if you just happen to like the RPG gameplay at the same time, then sure, but... As someone who plays this game for, like, the mechanics and endgame grind and stuff, like, those games just don't appeal to me at all. Can we get some damage on Field Bash so that it can do something? I think I need to make Shield Bash not have a cooldown. I'm not really sure what I need to do with Shield Bash. Multi-strike needs to have more damage. See, I can go up here and it has no cooldown, but it now has some mana cost. We can try that. I guess we need 2 more points though. Maybe I can upgrade my weapon or something. I'm waiting for a new weapon or a new sword type to drop. It doesn't seem to wanna. Cultist Blade, that's still the same. Can I upgrade? Melee damage. Little bit. Deals shit damage. But it's supposed to have all these swords that summon and kill everything, but I'm not getting... Not feeling very good. Oh no, there are bosses upcoming. I can't kill bosses with this. But see, like I said, this is why I can't really judge Diablo 4 early gameplay, because yeah, we have a new sword type. Because this game changes a lot too over the course of leveling a character. New shield type, but my current shield is pretty good. Let's see if we can upgrade the sword. Still seems kind of shit. Double flat. Well, it seems to be better. Little bit. Maybe we can get some more damage like that. At least this should attack a lot faster. Another flanged mace. Nah. Belt. Same belt you always get. That's the problem with it being this early in development. Does not take long until you've seen every unique item in the game. Level up. We already have all of that? Alright. Shield Rush no longer has a cooldown. But all of these are weird. Because I use Shield Rush as like a movement skill, but here it makes you teleport back to where you started. It's super strange. Anyway, we're just going over there. Better block chance. Can I get some... You hit... Divine Bolt does fire spell damage. We can't do that. Let's try getting some more damage instead. We're severely lacking. This is probably the worst build I've played so far. But with any luck, we'll make Shield Bash carry soon. We just need 2 more Shield Bash levels. No loot? Okay. Side quests. You have to do the side quests every single time. Because they unlock idle slots. The idle slots let you kind of handle your crappy resistances and stuff a lot easier. Because otherwise it's really hard. Like in Path of Exile, if you want to replace one item, it can be impossible, because all of your items fit together so precisely to get maxed up resistances that if you replace one, then it doesn't match anymore. So you have to have the exact right resistance rolls and stuff. But here you get these slots and you can equip. This is basically like Diablo 2 charms, or yeah, they're called charms. Except not retarded, because you have to have them equipped here in this limited area to get the bonuses, instead of just filling your entire inventory with them.
Stand down or die.
Okay. We should just max this out. This makes it do more damage with the first hit, which means it's gonna do more damage to bosses. But I don't want it to do that. I want it to do the other things, but we can respec that later. Do I have any one-handed uniques? 28 melee damage. Where did that void sword go? Did that like disappear? Or is it on a character that... just hasn't put the things in here? Well, if I don't have that, then I don't think we really have any nice weapons. Like, it's this one. 324, 421. It does a lot more damage. Let's just use this for now then. here. Oh. Oh. Now, from what it's hard to tell because they don't really say. But I think basically the more general the damage that you get on your weapons, the lower the rolls are in general. But I don't know if that is the case. But that's how I am guessing that it's made. So you can get like increased melee percentage or increased melee damage percentage, but you can also get increased melee damage physical percentage or increased melee fire damage or whatever. But you can also get fire damage, and fire damage also applies to melee fire damage, but melee fire damage does not apply to, you know. So you can stack both, but I am going to assume at least that like melee fire damage has higher rolls than fire damage does because it's more specialized. And we have to go for melee damage only. And we'll see how that works out. Flat melee and melee. Because one of our skills is gonna have fire damage and one is physical. So you can't just stack physical or fire. Which is... I'm still not a huge fan of this kind of itemization and like the elements and whatnot, but it works. But it's a lot better than it is in Diablo or Path of Exile, for example. Because in Diablo 3, all the abilities have an element. Like even if you go with a barbarian and you use like Cyclone, they all have different elements on the runes on Whirlwind, and the one that does the most damage is fires. So you just end up always using fire, and that also means that if you want to use other abilities, they also have to be fire. Because the way you stack damage in Diablo 3 is by having a shit ton of crit and increased fire damage. And I don't like it when the build forces you to like, that's not how a system should work. It shouldn't limit you. That's not what a system should do, necessarily. Like, to some degree, but... if it just ends up meaning, like, you always have to pick the same element, you know, then the game is just more shallow. Because you have that thing that makes you do that. This is not where we want to go. You want to go there. Could probably equip some idols, because we have 0% poison resistance, which is not amazing. That's all we had.
Welcome, traveler. May Eterra smile. Welcome, traveler. May Eterra smile upon you.
More damage. Whoa! Holy shit. I don't know if there's any point in picking up uniques anymore. Especially the ones I've never used. Whoa, shit! It's my necrotic that ass. Okay, okay, alright. Let's go back to town. Put that on there. Alright, that ended up being total trash. Still equip it. "44 necrotic resistance." Oh, that is terrible. Cold, void, lightning, physical rest, cold. That one also gives cold. So if we put some poison on this one. Then we have a little bit of poison resistance, not much though. I don't understand how my saves could have been deleted and corrupted. I wonder if it's the cloud save that's bugged. That's a thing I never use. So here is more AoE. Yes. Maybe, just maybe, you can make Shield Rush be like an okay initializer. It does more damage if it hits enemies on full health, but at the same time, it kind of... You have to stop before you touch any enemies. Because I don't think running into them does... No, running into them does nowhere near as much damage as the final hit. Alright, I'll do this. I just have to go and get a waypoint in here.
Stand down or die.
It's all poison in here. I'm not sure what damage they do here. I think it's still just necrotic. Okay. Lion Chance, Endurance. You deal increased fire damage if you have hit an enemy with a melee attack. What should I even get? Spell damage with a shield. I cast Holy Symbol on block. Heals. I don't really care about that, but we should probably still get the block chance. It's mostly just health stuff here. Increased damage granted if you have healed yourself in the last 4 seconds. Spell damage with a shield. Healing, armor. Melee bleed. Spell crit, throwing crit. Yeah, there's It's like almost no real damage anywhere. Maybe I have to go and get this then. I don't really want spell damage. Now we need one more point. Until we see if that saves Shield Bash for our build. Or if it saves our leveling build rather, specifically. Another good thing in this game is that there is no basic accuracy stat. I really appreciate that. Accuracy is dog shit. For many, many reasons. Different enemies have different evasion. So, if that is the case, how can you add accuracy in a way where the player has any fucking clue what's happening? Like, you just don't know. It's just like either you have capped accuracy or you're just like missing randomly. Like, there's just no control over it, and it's almost impossible to tell what's going on. If you need more accuracy or anything like that. It's just weird. And it doesn't add anything positive to the game. Which is why everybody is removing it. It's stupid. Branded skull, wands. I have a headache. I'm very sad. Whoa! Ouch! Hellbraid Blades. Oh yeah, we should get that. Honestly, I'm a bit disappointed in how little they have patched the game since the multiplayer patch. There are a bunch of small issues that should have been resolved by now. But they don't seem to have done anything about it. For example, display health bars over players is enabled, but it keeps getting disabled. Doesn't seem like you can trigger it via a button. Toggle tooltips for items. Nope. So it just keeps disabling, and it also doesn't enable for all enemies. It just randomly isn't there for certain new enemies especially. And keeping track of your health when you can't see it above your head is really annoying. Hitting this initial damage thing should have been the first thing I did, but I kind of wanted it to be like a frenzy skill. That did not play out very well. Alright, now. Seems like the answer is just more of this. This map is really strange. It's like 1 meter wide and there are 3 birds on it. And like almost no other enemies. Hold on. Delete. Ban. There. Bye bye. Goodbye, Barbara Smith. And I see XP here. Little more than halfway through. Hopefully we can get the shield bash before the boss. Maybe it'll help us do some damage. Assuming it works the way I'm hoping it does. It might not. It might just be garbage. In which case I'm going to fucking cry. So right now, I've taken a node that makes Shield Bash have 2 charges, right? It has a 10-second cooldown, but now it has 2 charges. And when you use it, it uses up all charges, and for each charge used up, it does 100% bonus damage. But that means it's like a 20-second cooldown for extremely mediocre damage. Considering the downtime. But hopefully the next node that we take is going to give it no cooldown and give it a mana cost. And that way, hopefully, the charges will just always be up, so it'll always do like triple, double damage. And I can spam it, and it'll do pretty decent damage, maybe. Or it'll do like borderline worthwhile damage. One of the two. We'll see. But it'll at least be a better AoE. That's for sure. Dodge boots. I'm not so sure we're gonna get that last point before the boss. Really close though. Oh shit. Did a lot more damage than I thought. Trash. Oh, we got it. Now the question is, it doesn't say that it has 2 charges anymore. Oh, it does more damage based on block chance. The thing is, I kind of don't want it to do what it's doing now. I don't want it to have additional charges. I want it to just have 1 charge and just do big damage when I press it. That seems to not be the case. But, well, I want it to be my defensive skill. So this down here is really where we should go. It makes you auto block and it blinds enemies and stuff. But now we're just testing it like this. But it does 200 damage and multi-strike does 200 damage, so it doesn't really help.
The ship will be your tomb. The immortal empire shows no mercy.
But this also means that you can keep up the block bonuses. Like if you want to play a block build, you can have guaranteed blocks up almost permanently like this. So dumb.
The emperor is dead. Break yourself upon my body.
Hurry, break the best time to learn is now.
It is a wonder I didn't drown in my armor.
Lead chance. Shred on armor hit. Shred armor on hit.
Washed up safe sea problem is she's deep. Yeah, I'll hang back. I'll only slow you down.
Might have to go bleed build. It's like the only thing that exists here. You got bleed chance there. Right, and multi-strike can do bleed down here. The problem is just what even gains anything from this? Here we get more damage per stack. And here we have bleed chance per stack of armament. And here we have more damage based on bleed stacks. But this might not be worth it. Because this is like minus 18% attack speed or something for one extra stack. It depends. Like if I get this here, but it also the penalty to attack speed also means that we build mana less fast. This might be bad. Let's get rid of that.
You're still here. Are you beyond it? She should be more than happy to help.
What level are the skills now anyway? 10. Okay, so we do have plenty of points left. But not that many. Like this is 5. So if I want to max that, that's 5 points. And maxing that is 5 points. That's 2 points, so... I'm not sure what to do with multi-strike. Might not bother so much with the stacks. But it's also, like, it's free, basically. It's 1 point. Get that extra stack. Wrong way. Where is it? Is it down here? Or is it across the entire world? Well, Shield Bash didn't really... it didn't really save the build. I'm sorry. I'm not even so sure it works. I have to get rid of this. To try it. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference. No. Oh well, very unfortunate. Regardless, I didn't want that. Anyway. Ring.
Stand down or die.
Belgian. Oh, we're starting to get the next here. And it has physical damage. And it's got melee damage now. Oh shit. Oh my god, these things stop spawning.
Stand down or die.
There. And we continue crafting now. Ah! It fucking sucks! Are you serious? How can it be that shit? You really want flat damage? I find that so surprising. So what, we just want flat physical and like flat fire, and that's it? Very, very surprised. If we start going there then. Where am I going? Apparently the Sigils of Hope are OP, but I've never really tried them. Doesn't really look that interesting. So we want a new falchion. We want to put flat damage on it. Don't really get why either, though. How can flat damage be that much stronger?
Now, the Oracle. Hey now. I've seen
But I guess it depends on how much flat damage you already have. Because like if you have 10 flat damage and you have a choice between adding 100% damage or adding 20 more flat damage, then 20 more flat damage is just 200% more damage, right? So it depends on what we have already, and I mean, I guess it's just the weapon, so like this would barely be 50. And this weapon has 10, 38, 47. It's got 47 and it's got bleed chance and stuff. So but it's weird because it was like, oh yeah, that's because I already have increased melee percentage from other sources, so it won't look quite right. Like it's not gonna. Even if I have 100% there. D4 doesn't even look like that. Maybe Diablo 3. In fact, I do prefer Diablo for the way Diablo 4 looks. I don't really like the art direction in this game that much. It's just like it just works. It's just like yeah, this is a fantasy game, you know. Like, yeah, that's kind of the vibes I get. More damage. Can we get more damage? Also, technically, this game hasn't come out. Oh, woo, woo. When you look away for 1 second. Give me a falchion! Ooh. Glaive. Warm sparks, glaive.
Three. No, she told me it'd take the courage of a ruby to gather.
Oh, we do have a falchion. But it sucks. Static. And I was listening to the music in Diablo 4, and while it is a good soundtrack, I don't think it's a good soundtrack for a game like that. Maybe if they had like combat tracks and stuff, but it looks super boring to have the music on. Like, I would fall asleep playing it with that kind of soundtrack. Who is Migor? For the new Doom games? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think that's better. I still think it definitely can use like Diablo 1 or Diablo 2 music. It sounds like the Diablo 2 soundtrack. That's basically what it sounds like. But you can't go around fighting all the time. And it's like, this is like sneaking around in a cavern type music. Or like, this is just a spooky cavern. It's just so boring. Yeah, there's barely any. Holy shit, how much damage did you just do? What do we get over here then? Necrotic resistance. Sure, let's get necrotic resistance. Yeah, Diablo 3 looks like a total clown show. Increased fire damage. Don't want that. I don't think it's better because it's slow though, but it is better visually. I do think Diablo 3 seems to have a lot better gameplay. Depending on which class you're playing, once again. Okay, so what can we make out of a fresh? If we give it melee physical damage flat, max that out, then we have 25 melee physical damage. Now that's okay. But what if we then do increased melee damage? What is better? Just don't know really. Oh, now we're 2, okay. It still sucks. Holy shit. Why is this so hard? This is an outdated leveling axe. I wonder if it's mainly because this axe bleeds. Bam.
Hidden so close. A word of advice. Don't ask her about the diamond matrons. You'll regret it.
Hiccup.
Can I help you?
Hazel root. What does this do? Chance to cast Thorn Shield on yourself when you directly use a physical skill. +1 spell physical damage per 3 attunement. Increased physical damage, health, mana. Okay. Not super interesting, but seems okay. We need to fix this. My items are so bad. Still sucks, but somewhat better. What about here then? Health regen. Void res. Wow. That's pretty decent. Got lots of vitality, strength, and 2 main resistances that we are super over capped on, so we don't actually need it. So this one we can also replace. But I don't really have anything else to put there. Holy shit, why am I so slow? What? Was I always this slow? Holy shit. Alright, we are equipping this. Wow, we don't have more movement speed than that? Do I have to start collecting movement speed shoes? Barely any better.
Ah, yes.
What level do we need to be to 35? Oh, it's because I unequipped 2 movement speed rings too, I think.
Can I help you?
So resistance-wise, we have Void overcapped, Physical overcapped. We need Lightning. Oh, these are crap. Plus 10 poison resist. Erotic resistance. New skill. What am I even supposed to have? Judgment. Supposed to go here, but do I just go Holy Aura? Or Rebuke? Not Rebuke. So what do Sigils of Hope do? Summons a sigil that orbits you, causing you and your allies attacks and spells to deal 3 additional damage and increase health regeneration by 30%. So we get plus 9 flat damage and almost 100% health regen. That's pretty fucking good. If you take a hit that deals more than 25% of your health, a sigil is consumed, healing you for 200 health. In haste when it triggers. Cost less mana. You can summon an additional sigil. Increases damage 5% per point. So 75% more damage. 100 with that. Global melee damage for 3 seconds after casting Sigils of Hope. Chance to summon a sigil when you kill an enemy. Twice the health regen, but they only affect me. Plus 1 additional. Plus 75% fire and void res, but you can have 1 sigil. And here you can cause it to do damage. But this is a spell then. We're not playing spell damage. Nah, I don't want to do this. I think if anything we have to do Holy Aura. Which I am okay with. Even though I've done that before. But there's really not much else, except for Rebuke, but... Rebuke, I feel like Rebuke is a bit of a... If you don't have a movement ability, then you get Rebuke, right? Or if you just have Lunge, then you also get Rebuke. Because Rebuke is a block. Otherwise you Shield Rush out of the way. Example. So, since we already have that, we have multi-strike, we have our movement skill, we have our defensive there. We are really only missing judgment. And so I guess we can have a buff. Either that or get another attack or something. But what do we want here? Bonus health regen. Oh, is that? Yeah, this is Diablo 4. Increased global fire damage. Your melee hits apply 10 stacks of Fiery Inquisition, and the melee hits of other allies affected by the aura apply 1 stack. If an enemy reaches 60 stacks, the stacks are consumed to release a flame burst, dealing fire damage. What's the difference? I don't know. More attack speed. I mean, I like the attack speed node. I think I'm just gonna get health regen and the poison res after we get these damage nodes. Maybe that one? I don't know if I should have healing stuff. I don't want to. Okay, that's the wrong way. How much strength do we have? 15. I don't know what's better, the flat or the increased. But we've already kind of confirmed that flat is superior, so... Warblade, two-hander. Yeah, you just gotta make it. Just pick one and just go. Worrying too much about the tools.
Or die.
And if we have this, then we have a lot of physical damage percent. This looks much better. It's a lot clearer, at least most of the time. Some maps, absolutely not, but... So we just want... This is still gonna suck. Yeah, like... What was that? Physical damage bonus. So... That's not gonna scale... Well, it might still scale... Whatever it's called. Judgment. But I think Judgment only does fire damage. And we'll see. Are you getting trolled in Fire Emblem? That's what John was calling it. You're playing, oh no. Is that the hardest? Yeah, I can understand that. That dilemma. Gloves fighting chance. Is this 71% increased melee damage, 7% increased damage taken. Okay, so this is just do big damage. Big damn. I don't remember the hardest difficulty in 7 being that bad. I mean, I remember it being like, if you moved your character wrong, then you had to start over. Over and over again, but I did manage it on... I'm pretty sure I finished it on the hardest there. I don't know if... I do feel like the later Fire Emblems were a lot harder baseline. So, big boss. Now we're just gonna stand here and watch each other do damage. Yes, this is the best ARPG out there. Not killing dudes sufficiently. I mean, to me, Fire Emblem has always just been about optimizing XP gain on characters that are good. That's basically the entire game. And like benching shitty characters instantly. Never ever let them kill anything. Slow kill? I mean, usually you get like almost nothing from that though. Maybe they've changed it.
This can't sail quickly.
Don't they have grind areas and shit now?
The center of the device and get
Yeah, maybe you'll get more then. Sure. And we're not getting any damage.
The Emperor, you're trying over there. Go. I'll try. Hopefully, I will see you soon.
When I was here with my Void Knight before it got deleted for no reason, those guys died in 2 hits. This game is so not balanced even for a minute. Not even a little bit. The Paladin, what does the Paladin get? Increased fire, lightning, and physical damage equal to your percent health remaining. What does that mean? Do I have 100% bonus fire damage and lightning and physical? In that case, I absolutely understand why flat is so much better. Alright, maybe Paladin is pretty good, because Void Knight gets 75% increased void damage. Which is pretty insane. So we just get increased flat fire and flat physical then. And on items we need mainly maybe just mainly defensive shit. But if this only gives physical damage, I feel like maybe getting crit is better, because that'll scale both the fire and the physical. Here we get global fire damage, but I don't really want to go there. Defensive weapons? That's true. Okay. Alright, bro. Just wielding my defensive tomahawk missile. Normally I would do that rift there, but I am pretty sure it only drops a guaranteed unique, and I already have like 60 of them. Uh... 8 points? We can put 8 points for damage here? What the fuck? But I do want less damage taken while shield rushing, just in case you get snagged by something while you're rushing. Holy shit. My head hurts. Why do I feel like I've never been here?
Right. I'm willing. Oh, you should if it weren't for you. I'd still be pregnant. Derek's victims.
We should unspec what we put in Shield Bash, because it kind of blows. Like, everything here that we put in is wrong, and it's not helping to carry us regardless. So all of it is just useless trash, first of all. So do we want to go down here? Length, bonus? I want to go here, first of all. Get guaranteed blocks, blind. Now we just have to level it again. I don't think I'm gonna be streaming that long. My head hurts. I want to program, but I feel like I've just been too sick lately. But we're doing decent damage with the just multi-strike now. And we're only 10 levels away from getting our real skill, and then we'll see if that is worth using at all. Oh yeah, dude. We're last epoching it up. So I kind of want to get rid of this one fist damage there then, maybe. And then just stack crit in Holy Aura. I just want to grind. Play World of Warcraft. Grind there instead. Would that be better? I bet you play World of Warcraft for the story. Do you do that? Do you play World of Warcraft for the story? Do you read all the quests? No, you don't. Don't lie. You don't have any friends to PvP with. Wow, he's so popular, dude. Living in the MMO capital of the world. Ooh. Give me a sword! For sparks' sakes! For frick's sake. For frack's sake. Keeping this chat PG. Morningstar is pretty damn good. Maybe I should just get more attack speed on the sword. Like just flat physical damage and just attack speed. But that won't help my dumping. See, cooldowns have one major issue when it comes to design, and that's when weapons get involved. Diablo 3, in Diablo 3, one-handed weapons were not viable at all. The only builds that they were viable in were builds where you had basically at least semi-infinite resources. Like that was the only time where you could use one-handed weapons or fast weapons even. Because if you have a cooldown that has a 15-second cooldown and it does like 1000% damage. If you have a fast weapon, that 1000% is just way less. And that means that the cooldown is way worse, so it has a much higher impact. And when you're playing a barbarian, for example, you have It scales like when you have a slower weapon, you spend resources less quickly as well, and that means that the fury that you get, or the rage that you get from your cooldown abilities, is also reduced like by orders of magnitudes when you use a faster weapon, because you spend it faster. So it's basically you need more resources for the same amount of damage if you use faster weapons. WoW also had that issue, but they fixed it in WoW, but they didn't fix it in Diablo 3. Because in WoW they made abilities with cooldowns use a normalized damage value, so it was damage multiplied by your attack speed. At some point, I'm pretty sure they did that. Because that was a major issue. Like, in Classic, you have to use the slowest weapons if you're PvPing, for example, because otherwise your Mortal Strike just doesn't do as much damage in a burst. And to be frank, you're just wasting rage. But in general, weapon types are kind of garbage. I don't really like weapon types. There should be more to weapon types than just this is slower, deals more damage. Like, I don't know. Axe has more crit. Okay, I'll use an axe every single time. Axe does more damage. That's its special thing. Yeah, but if you use physical types, then how do you like implement that in a way that feels nice? Like it's just like, okay, I'm shit against this unit type now. And in a game like this, when you're just, or in a game like this, or in World of Warcraft, where you're just like fighting things all the time, just having cloth and plate and shit would just be super annoying. Trust me, I know that's how it was in Tree of Savior and in Ragnarok Online. But like all it does is like, okay, I do slightly more damage in this area. Okay, great. And if you do it too much, then it becomes a problem. For example, I mean, they already had that issue with Ragnaros, right? Because there he did have resistances. So you just couldn't play a Fire Mage. Like, Fire Mage was just not a viable spec in that release. And Tree of Savior had the same thing, where they had elemental types. So if you used a fire spell on an ice type, you did 50% more damage or something. Yeah, that's how it was. And then they made like every single major boss be dark type. So that just meant that everybody only played holy casters and holy damage classes. So that was like the only thing people played. They just did 50% more damage. Like, but at the same time, I kind of enjoyed it, because I was playing an elementalist, and elementalists had a skill that made you do, if you use the right element on the right target, you got like the elemental damage bonus was doubled, so you did 100%. And then I just had every element on my guy, and that was kind of fun, because you just used certain abilities based on what was on the screen at the time. which could vary quite a lot rather quickly.
I am becoming regard from there. The heart of the citadel is beyond. There is an exit near.
Seriously, boy, I'm too when you fled.
Which is basically what I'm saying, is those kind of things are very hard to balance, because in practice they might not end up working quite as you intended them. Because people just don't work like that. Like it doesn't, it's not enough that, oh yeah, this was cool or whatever. It's more, oh yeah, I can fucking abuse this. No flat damage here anywhere. Increased damage, attunement. I don't think I get anything from attunement. This added melee applies to the attack at 350% effectiveness. Yeah. And attunement does scale this. So let's just keep taking that then. I like having free resistances because it makes it easier to gear. Let's put the gloves away. I don't really want to use them on this character. I feel way too squishy. See, we haven't finished some quests. Hidden gems. But it depends on the game as well. Because to some degree, I also kind of like... Where the fuck do you want me to go? Return to the Shining Cove. Defend yourself from the Imperial Assassins. Where? But yeah, like, when you do have those kind of specializations, the fact that it does kind of gear you towards grinding in certain places can be kind of neat. But that also assumes a pretty shallow grind, where you're just like, I'm gonna go here and grind, you know? Like, that's all I do on this character. Where does he want me to go, dude? Hidden gems. Meet with Rojo in Majalaka. Huh? Is bugged? Is I supposed to kill something? Yeah, isn't he like standing down there somewhere? Quests do not always work that well in this game.
Stand down or die.
Problem is I can't see the minimap here. Melee physical damage and critical strike chance. Oh, there it is. Don't know why it doesn't just point me towards it. That's the point. Okay, so physical damage per stack. So this is the best thing we can get there. And here I guess it's time to start taking block. So instead of brief 2% by taking 1 point. I think so. Anyway, we are done here. Oh my god! I swear, it's completely impossible. Can we get another flat? Oh. through to Q2. What? Oh, is that a character in Fire Emblem? I thought you were talking about Three Kingdoms all of a sudden. It's an F1 driver? Oh, okay. I know even less about that. I know Schumacher. Is he still relevant? Is he dead? It's a vegetable. Okay. Broadsword is one-handed, but it sucks. Oh, I don't want to loot that. I want to play Vanguard. Cleave, iron gloves, blah blah blah. Actually, I don't. I want to go to bed. And I might call it soon.
Oh, yes?
3 points of some trash. I could get some health there. Cast Holy Symbol on block. Self-heal. Maybe we'll just take some health here. Now we can get increased armor. We can get spell damage with a shield. There's a block chance of 5% here though. Cannot dodge, but who the fuck is dodging? Yeah, I think we'll call it there. 51% increased melee void damage. Wow. What about physical damage? Stop oppressing me. Now, please avoid deleting this character game. It's just randomly corrupting characters apparently and getting rid of them. Here's my paladin, but my other character is still gone. Very sad. But yeah. I'm going to go and make my headache worse by lying in the couch. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging. Bye bye.